All right, guys. So it's been a drip, drip, drip of horrible news on the economy that I've been delivering for you. But let me give you some more sharp numbers here to really put a finer point on it. So look at this. This is CNBC posted this. They say the following: consumer categories with the most inflation since the pandemic. So what they did is they looked at the price of goods and how much it changed since November of 2019. Now, look, I know I'm ancient. I'm old as hell. I'm 37, but I feel like I'm 102. And so you tell me 2019, and my mind goes, oh, that was just yesterday. Like, that is not that long ago at all, right? Well, take a look at this. This is insane. Motor vehicle insurance has gone up 56.1% since 2019. Gas has gone up 48.8%. Motor vehicle maintenance, 48.8%. Coffee, 46.1%. Electricity, 40.4%. Meats, so like meats, including poultry and fish, 38.1%. Food away from home, like restaurant food, 34.8%. Used cars and trucks, 33.6%. Rent of a primary residence, up 30.8%. Bread, up 29.4%. Housekeeping supplies, so, you know, like Windex, fucking mops and shit like that, 26.2%. All items have gone up 26%. Alcoholic beverages away from home went up 25.9%. Personal care products, so like shit you buy like CVS or Walgreens, 24.9%. All items less food and energy, 24.7%. Milk went up 24.1%. New cars and trucks went up 22.6%. This is an astonishing increase since 2019. This is an astonishing increase since 2019. And so when you look at this massive backlash against Trump, where Trump's approval rating on the economy is 35%. This is at the heart of it. His approval rating being under 40%, this is at the heart of it. Now, of course, you have other things that play a role. I think the Epstein files play a role, for example. I think the corruption and the destroying of the East Wing and building the billionaire ballroom and shit like that, I think that all plays a role. But at the core of it, at the end of the day, I think this is it. I think this is like the thing people can't get over, is because Trump did say on day one, I'll reduce prices on day one. We'll kill inflation on day one. And here we are about a year in, and every single thing has gotten worse. Inflation is out of control. Unemployment is out of control. About 34% of the entry-level jobs are now gone. They're gone now because ChatGPT is basically taking those jobs. Not only that, but he destroyed the social safety net. As you all know, they kicked 18 million people off Medicaid. They raised health insurance premiums for everybody in the country. They cut the SNAP program. They cut 94 million pounds of food aid that went to food banks so people were hungry during the holidays, right? You put all this together and you can see, I don't see a fucking rebound coming. I don't see a rebound coming. I fear of a colossal crash that makes 2008 look like child's play. How about this? Let me show you guys this. The average American household now owes $10,000 in credit card debt, $58,957 in student loan debt, $241,840 in mortgage debt, and $22,612 in auto loans, according to a survey by Policy Genius. So people are drowning in debt. They're drowning in debt. People are not making enough money to pay the bills. They were already in a paycheck-to-paycheck scenario. We talked about how people who were going Christmas shopping, they were using Klarna for that. People are using Klarna for groceries. I mean, we're talking about like microloans with high interest rates just to get the necessities and get through the day. This is completely and utterly unsustainable. And by the way, the regime is acting like everything's great. Trump has his head shoved directly up his anus, and he's walking around like everything's great. The golden age is here. The golden age is amazing. We love the American golden age. Meanwhile, people are fucking, they're dying out there, man. They are dying out there. And so this should absolutely be a wake-up call to the regime that, like, bro, this chart right here, this first chart that we went through, I'm sorry, there's no amount of political bullshit that can override that. And that's the lesson Trump will never learn, because his whole life it's effectively been the opposite of that. He's bent reality to his will by being a phenomenal bullshitter, right? What does he do? He repeats his arguments over and over and over and over and over. He's a right-wing postmodernist. He creates this new reality that he wants to live in through force and repetition. But He might get away with that in some fields. Like, I think he largely gets away with that on foreign policy. He got away with that with his fake Gaza peace agreement, where his approval rating is above water because he just lied about getting a peace agreement in Gaza. You can't get away with that on the economy, because you can go out there and say, everything's great, everything's amazing, actually. But when people have firsthand experience of, hey, bro, my light bill went up 13%. I can't fucking pay that. Coffee's up 50%. I can't pay that, right? And the list goes on and on. There's no amount of sophistry that gets you out of that. So people know exactly where to put the blame. They know exactly what's going on here. And they know that Trump is self-interested. What was that poll? We covered it the other day. I'm forgetting the exact number, but it was something like only 30% of the public think Trump puts concern for the country above concern for himself. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it. Which means that like 70% of the country, understands that he puts himself first. That he's all about narcissism and self-aggrandizement and corruption and greed and making billions of dollars off the White House. It's all a grift. It's all a grift. It turns out, yes, the same family that stole money from a children's cancer charity, not the most reliable, not the most interested in trying to improve your life. Actually, low-key doesn't give a shit about you. High-key doesn't give a shit about you. And so people are now learning the hard way, bro. They're now learning the hard way. And the other thing is a bunch of red states are the ones that have felt some of the biggest fallout from Trump's policies. In fact, we have Texas was the hardest hit by the tariffs. Kentucky, there are 75,000 farms that are threatened. 95% of bourbon is threatened. They're the hardest hit with hospitals closing with the big bullshit bill. Remember, up to 742 rural hospitals are going to shut down now because of Trump's policies. We have in Kansas, the USAID cuts that Elon did absolutely devastated crop exports, so they're cooked. Nebraska, beef and pork industries have hemorrhaged their workers. Now they're struggling. Iowa's GDP dropped 6% because of tariffs on aluminum and steel. And, of course, you have the deportations of meat plant workers, which affected them negatively. So some of these red states are front and center in getting their asses kicked as a result of Trump's policies. And unfortunately, a lot of them are still fucking ride or die for Trump, which is just, it's crazy to me. That is fucking crazy to me. The other thing is, it used to be the case that Trump would only, say, oh, if you're a blue state, I'm not going to approve your emergency declaration through FEMA. So you're on your own if you had some sort of an emergency in a blue state. But now he's also doing it to red states. He does not give a fuck. He will lie. He will make shit up. He will twist reality. And now he's doing it. They passed a bill unanimously that gave clean drinking water to Colorado. And it was Lauren Boebert was one of the co-sponsors of the bill. Well, since Lauren Boebert voted to release the Epstein files, Trump vetoed the bill for clean water for Colorado. That's how petty and vindictive and horrific this man is. He'd rather say, fuck you to the American people in Colorado, have poisoned water, you sons of bitches. He'd rather say that than hold the L on the Epstein files. It's unbelievable. It is unfucking believable. So, look, this is just the beginning, y'all. This is just the beginning. I know I've been doing a lot of segments on the economy, showing you guys how the pieces are beginning to come apart. But this is just the start. And prepare yourself, because we're in a place now where when the shit fully hits the fan, the government is liable, Trump is liable to just keep pretending like everything is great. That's how dishonest he is. He's now set the table where even when everything goes to shit, he'll just lie still and act like, I don't know what you're talking about, everything's wonderful. And that is completely different than any other president in our history, right? No matter how much I would disagree with the president or any of us would disagree with the president, when the shit hits the fan, they would be working on it 24/7 and trying to figure out a way to put the train back on the tracks. Not this guy. Not this guy. He's so gone mentally, and he's such a postmodernist that even given all the evidence we currently have, things are going bad, he's still out there in lie mode. So there will be justice and there will be accountability, and we're already beginning to see that with some of these special elections, but it can't come soon enough.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.